Sometimes all a youngster needs is a dream and an opportunity. Omar Morales of Mexico has his squarely in sight. Dominant for 17 holes of round 3. Omar Morales. With one swing though, he brought his countrymen right back into the championship. Santiago de la Fuente, with a blend of touch and nerve, put himself in position to strike. Mateo Fuenmayor lurking as well and looking to bring Colombia its first win in this tournament. They're playing for more than one of the most coveted titles in amateur golf. They're competing for a chance to go places kids dream about. From Panama, it's the final round of the Latin America Amateur Championship. The Masters Tournament, in partnership with the R&A and USGA, proudly present the 2024 Latin America Amateur Championship. Sunny Sunday in Panama, nice place to be with large swaths of the United States locked in a frigid winter vice grip. Here you can swim in both oceans in the same day. It's a narrow strip of land connecting the Americas, sort of a rose of the wind with all cardinal directions emanating from here. On the east side of Panama City, Santa Maria Golf Club. 12 years old, although the game goes back more than a century here. Arnold Palmer, Sam Snead, Roberto Di Vicento all won tournament in Panama. This, the 9th edition of the Latin America Amateur Championship, last played here in 2017. Rich Lerner pleased to be alongside two-time U.S. Open champion Andy North. Colt Knost, former U.S. amateur champion and #1 ranked amateur in the world, is on the golf course with Iona Stephen, who's played around the world. John Sutcliffe has the interviews and perspective. Andy, a wild final round already. Let's start with Santiago de la Fuente here. Third shot of the par 5 second. He began 3 shots off the lead.
This is a par 5 that the 2 really good ones, you can reach it. That was going to be tapped in for birdie. Now Morales, who went for this green and hit it into the penalty area to the right of the green, that was for par. He missed it, 2-shot swing, and all of a sudden game on.
Yeah, the lead is 1. And remember, as he stood on 17T in round number 3, he led by 6. A double on the final hole, hit it left in the water. Still shot 65. Now at the 5th, little par 3, De La Fuente.
They've moved the tee up, giving the players a front hole location, playing 120. And if you can hit it the right distance, you've got a chance to make an ace here. Use the backstop, get it coming back down the hill. Beautifully judged. Now Morales, can he do the same? Yes, he can, using that same slope. Beautifully judged.
Morales answers. Third member of the group, this is Mateo Fuenmayor of Colombia.
If you miss this little area, you've got really a tough job to get the ball 2-putted from any distance, but if you hit it in that spot, it's going to come right down next to the hole, and all 3 players played it beautifully. All 3 led to birdies.
To the 6th, De La Fuente, so good with his wedges this week, Andy.
Laid up short of the fairway bunker, great angle into this back right hole location, and he absolutely nails it.
Yeah, you can hear it, you can see it, the winds are whipping. Golf course, by the way, is a par of 70, a little more than 6,800 yards today for this final round. This was enormous right here. Morales at number 7. Yeah.
After he was tied for the lead, gets it back.
And so, the par missed by De La Fuente and a 2-shot swing in the other direction. And just moments ago, this is for birdie at the par 4 8th. De La Fuente.
Coming down the hill, he's going to break from his left to right.
Go ahead, Santi, do that.
He just pours it in. He hit the edges all day on Saturday. He's starting the holes getting in the way on Sunday.
He's bringing it 4 birdies already for Santiago de la Fuente, so maybe another 2-shot swing. Par putt here at 8 for Morales.
We're back tied, and we have a championship to be won in the last 10 holes.
Within 8 holes, we've had 3 two-shot swings already. These two guys go back to their junior days, 8, 9 years old in Mexico, competing against one another on the same national teams, and here they are fighting for the prize of their lives. Morales and De La Fuente. Fuenmayor has backed off a bit. He's 1 over par. We have ourselves quite a championship, Andy.
It's a 2-man race, 2 friends battling against each other. This is going to be an awesome last 10 holes.
And now at 90, all tied. Let's bring in Colt Knost.
What a day we have on our hands here, fellas. This 9th hole has been brutal all week, but this is a beautiful tee shot.
Colt, is the most difficult hole in the golf course again today. Finding this fairway imperative.
How you like this weather, partner? What's temperature back in Wisconsin?
About 100 degrees difference.
It's at 17 back in the New York area. About 4.5-hour flight from JFK. And lots of direct flights from all over the United States. And we have loved every moment of it here in Panama. Now, Omar Morales.
He's got fairway metal.
He's been impressive. He drove the eyes out of it yesterday until the snipe at 18. But he's a big guy, rangy, 6'3", athletic. 2 featured groupings. Justin Hastings has shown flashes this week out of the Cayman Islands, plays college golf at San Diego State. Andre Xavier of Brazil. And then we loved Wakaluwena yesterday. He went wild on the backside, played the first, 5 holes in 6 under par.
Amazing run, eagle 10, and then birdied the next 4.
He's got the TW tattoo on the inside of his arm. And now the final group, Morales, De La Fuente, and Mateo Fuenmayor. Fuenmayor at the 9th, and Colt just kind of, what's the buzz like down there?
Well, it's kind of been an emotional roller coaster, I'd say, for a lot of these fans. These 2-shot swings have been rather crazy the last 2 holes, but we got ourselves a ball game. It's going to be fun to watch, and don't count this man out. He could get hot. We've seen a lot of birdies made on that back 9.
Fuenmayor's 21 years old. He's a senior at Oregon State. Won the Duck Invitational last year.
Back right hole location. Wind blowing from right to left into him.
That from 157. Wind's got it, moving it way left.
He's on a run of 2 straight bogeys.
There's a good chance there could be a 3rd in his future. That is a tough place to get it up and in.
Can't make those kinds of mistakes when you're 5 shots back. Now, impressions, Colt, of De La Fuente?
I mean, he's got a lot of game, a lot of confidence. Old school kind of player, as we said yesterday. Doesn't hit it the longest. Great short game. But Andy, we saw this whole location in this back right section on Thursday. It gave the players all kinds of problems. You see the water on the right, so you tend to bail out, but long left is no good at all. It's a very difficult up and down.
It's so easy to get the second shot riding the wind.
I think you got to make a choice here. Do you play short to the middle-ish front section and just try to 2-putt? If you go at it, you got to commit to it. No bailing out.
Now Morales.
This from 135 after a huge 3-wood. And he is holding this up against the wind. This is beautiful in the air.
And on the ground.
What a shot. Hardest hole in the golf course, and he is going to make a kick-in 3.
Saw Bruins on the outside of his yardage book. He's a junior at UCLA. Won 2 college tournaments a year ago.
Flighted it beautifully. Really stayed down through that shot. What a terrific play, putting tons of pressure on his buddy and playing partner.
This also from 130 on a really good line.
Another wonderful play.
Andy, as a two-time U.S. Open champion, you have to be impressed with the quality of shot making we've seen.
These two players are really the class of the field. We thought that at the beginning of the week, and they've done it. Very seldom does that actually happen. Now another look at Morales' shot, fighting it beautifully into that right to left wind. Absolutely perfect.
Two highest ranked players coming in the World Amateur Golf Rankings at 72, Morales, and 87.
That will change this week. They're getting a lot of points this week.
Segundo Oliva Pinto played his college golf at Arkansas out of Argentina.
This is the short par 4 11th. A lot of the players have been able to drive the ball on the green this week. How about that start back here? A little eagle birdie.
Yeah. So Omar Morales has led every step of the way. 69-69 to open, and then even with that double bogey on the final hole yesterday, it was a 65. Just 3 players under par. The winds, the firm greens have made this challenging. We really enjoyed Miguel Ordonez, not only with his golf, 40 years old, but with his commentary the last 2 days in the booth. Sharp.
He's 1 under so far in today's round.
And now Omar Morales, just 20 years old. This is his second appearance at the Latin America Amateur Championship. Was 24th when they played it in Mexico 4 years ago.
¿Puedo poner un tío o algo? Claro. ¿Como por aquí? Sí, por ahí está la otra. Exactamente. ¿Lo puedes retirar?
Fuen Mayor bringing in a rules official here. Got a free drop, I believe, from a sprinkler head. But Rich, I'm going to go ahead and date myself real quick. I was talking to Omar last night.
Yeah.
We were talking about how great Nick Dunlap's playing on the PGA Tour this week and how cool it'd be if he won and everything that comes with it. He asked me, he goes, would he lose his spot in the Open Championship in the U.S. Open? And I said, yeah. He said, are you sure? And I said, yeah, well, I kind of went through the same thing. He goes, you won the U.S. Amateur? I was like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, of course I did. And then I realized he was 4 years old when I won. It's depressing.
At that point, you quickly finished your drink and said, can I have another?
I'm going to go to bed. It's 8 o'clock.
All right. Little tap for birdie.
Ready golf. There's only been 1 birdie on this hole so far today. Now make it 2.
Yeah, there's Dad Jamil. They've been there every step of the way. Mom was set. His brother Jamil Jr. is on the bag. Well, he's had the answer at every step. 3 birdies, 2 bogeys. Goes out in 34. Now Fuen Mayor.
Oh, going with a little bump and run there.
Beautiful.
That was gorgeous. Hello, Fuen.
Great imagination on that shot, and he pulled it off perfectly. He's going to be able to get out of here with a par. Always a good thing at number 9. So can De La Fuente match the birdies here?
But how good is this? I mean, the 2 best players in the field battling it out for this championship. I mean, this is all you ask for when you show up at a tournament.
Just slightly pulled to the back of the green. Morales now with a 1-shot lead.
Still excellent front side with 4 birdies and just 1 bogey. Goes out 3 under. And what was a 3-shot deficit at the start of the day is now just 1. Game on, headed to the backside. You see Omar Morales, and we talked about Morales at UCLA as a junior. Now Fuen Mayor cleaning it up. He'll need something special on the inward half as he is 6 behind. Morales hit the opening tee shot at the U.S. Open last June at LAAC North. He led after 9 holes. He sat down with us to talk about that major moment and his career up to now. Here is Iona.
Top-ranked player in the field, Omar Morales is playing in only his second LAAC and his first since 2020. But he's come a long way from a 16-year-old rookie to pre-tournament favourite.
I think I qualified in last place for Mexico, and right now I'm #1 for Mexico, and I'm the best ranked player in the field. So it's a little different scenario, and obviously now being in college into my 3rd year, very different. But you know, sometimes I think I really have changed.
Welcome to round 1 of the 123rd U.S. Open Championship.
It was a real honor to hit the first tee shot at the U.S. Open. I couldn't have dreamed of a better scenario, both the qualifying and the site of the U.S. Open. So it was an amazing experience, and I really couldn't believe I qualified. Like half an hour before I teed off, I was really nervous, and I didn't really know what to expect. But as soon as I got to the tee and I hit a good one down the middle there, I felt really comfortable in it. It was such a special moment and something I'll definitely never forget. Yeah, it felt amazing. I mean, I was hitting balls next to Rory and Max Homa and, you know, Bryson and everyone. And I got to play with Scottie Scheffler 9 holes on Tuesday, so that was awesome. Everything about the week was amazing. I've been playing well for a while now, and, you know, it's just a matter of being in the right mindset and hitting one shot at a time and not getting ahead of myself. This is a 4-day tournament, so can't win the first day, and really looking forward to the week. I don't really think going into Thursday, oh, I'm the best ranked in this field and therefore I should win. I just take it as a new day and a new week and, you know, go out there and do my best.
A great experience for Omar Morales. 71-78 at the U.S. Open, then 74-67 at the Mexico Open on the PGA Tour. Missed the cut there by 1. You see him with his UCLA brothers. You think of the Bruins, can't help but to consider their old coach, the little pro Eddie Merens, who passed at 91 November of last year. He was good friends, Eddie was, with the Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden, the legendary basketball coach. And Eddie told the story of Wooden giving his golf team an 80-minute talk, and he never mentioned the word winning. Only Andy talked about preparation, and how that applies.
That's Coach Wooden.
So Morales leading by 1. Another birdie putt for Segunda Oliva Pinto. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my, look at here.
Ooh, eagle birdie to start the backside for Pinto. And he is at even par.
It gets him 5 under to the day to get back to even. So what a run.
And currently solo 4th. He's racing into the top 5. Now we're live at the 10th, and we'll bring in Colt once again.
Well, this is where it can get really exciting, Rich. These guys, if they hit the fairway, can have back-to-back eagle chances here at 10 and 11. And Omar has plenty of firepower to cover that bunker that's 290 yards. Doesn't seem too thrilled with it.
Just barely caught the right edge. It's leaking out to the right, and now it's perfect.
That is very fortunate, but you're exactly right. He's got a good angle and a flat lie. This is a beauty here. Absolutely flushed.
One shot back.
And at the moment, guys, this is about as calm as the wind has been all week. So a chance to really get aggressive and make some birdies.
That may eliminate the chance of going at this green in 2.
Ahead on the green here. This is an eagle try for Justin Hastings. Cayman Islands, 96th in those World Amateur Golf Rankings, 3rd highest rated player of the field. Pride of the Aztecs. Ooh, look out, San Diego State. Last fall at San Diego State, he won the Maui Jim Intercollegiate, improving each year. That's what you see with so many of these players, Andy, with experiences like this.
We see it every year how much better the top players were than the year before.
So right now it is Omar Morales, the man in Sunday red. Where have we seen that before? And it's a gorgeous spot here in Panama. The lead is 1.
Here we're down to the 13th. This is the older brother of champion of a couple years ago, Aaron Jarvis. This is for a birdie at 13. He just birdied 9, 10, 11, and 12. What a nice run. He's gone from 6 over to 2 over for the championship. So he is working his way up the leaderboard, currently 6th place. Jarvis brothers have had some spirited competition over the years on the golf course. And how about the fact that we have 4 sets of brothers in this championship? But you know, it's something I think you'd expect. You know, you've got a lot of countries that are building their programs, that you get a family that plays golf. You'd expect that there'd be multiple players from that family that had a chance to compete here.
The Latin America Amateur Championship is brought to you by Bank of America. What would you like the power to do? IBM, let's create. AT&T, we believe connecting changes everything. Mercedes-Benz, the vehicles are all electric, the feeling is all Mercedes, the choice is all yours. We're live at the 10th here at Santa Maria Golf Club, and here is Mateo Fuenmayor of Colombia.
He has 272 yards all the way to the hole, which in this lie looks rather jumpy.
That was an aggressive play coming over all the problems. He wasn't laying up. He was going up at the green. Is that it just short of the bunker, short of the green? So he was fortunate enough to get it over the penalty area and still has a chance to make birdie. Yep, there. Oh, he's going to have an awkward lie. Left leg's going to need to be about 1.5 feet longer than his right one.
Up against that ever-expanding skyline of Panama City. De La Fuente, second shot.
He has 252 to the hole, 235 covers to the green in line with the hole.
It looks like he's going to try to cut this in there.
That's exactly what he's done, but it's cutting a little too much.
Hold on.
It landed on the bank and started rolling back. Not sure if it made it all the way into the water.
It is in the water, Colt.
That is a huge mistake here at 10.
Now Omar Morales.
Well, he got away with that tee shot. Has 230 yards left. 210 covers in line, and this is about as flat a lie as you can have here at 10.
Breeze helping it all, Colt. That's out of the right. Is there much help?
Mostly just right to left. Maybe a hint of help. But like I said, this is about as calm as it's been all week.
Your first thought is that obviously the penalty area, the water between you and the hole, but there's out of bounds over this green. If you fly it over this green, it could cause you a lot of problems. Very, very dangerous shot.
This one's solidly struck, but turning over a little too much.
Okay, that's not a bad spot, just off the edge of the green on top of a little knob back there.
And who knows, chance possibly for another two-shot swing. We've already had 3 through 10 holes, or 9 holes. Andy, here's another look at De La Fuente's ball on this second shot.
That is really important. It's on the green side of the penalty hazard line, so he will be able to drop it up around the green. Should have a great chance still to stay par.
Always enjoy this, the championship gala. Each year on Saturday night, the dignitaries and players treated to some of Panama's finest cultural flavor at the Santa Maria Resort with good music. Food is excellent. Just all around great vibe. Nice going away gift for all the competitors at this year's Latin America Amateur Championship as it comes to a close. Warm Panamanian nights with our warm-hearted friends at the Latin America Amateur Championship. It's just a
And again, Rich, you did a marvelous job emceeing.
This is, I consider it a privilege to come to this championship and to the Asia Pacific Amateur as well. I love what it's all about. Growing the game, amateur golf, and going back to Bobby Jones is critical. Argentina with 8 making the cut. That's not a surprise. They have the richest history in golf in this region. Great for the home country of Panama. They've grown their program. 5 in Guatemala. I took a picture last night with the Guatemalans, and they're just beaming with pride at having 5 make the cut. All 5 who were here, in fact, made the cut. All right, let's bring in Iona with the red-hot Argentine, Oliva Pinto.
Yeah, down the left-hand side, unfortunately, had to lay up to this point out the bunker. And some good flow, though. Let's see if he can make some moves.
Just onto the back fringe, but a tough hole location at 13 today, all the way in the back right-hand corner.
And let's bring in Colt with Santiago de la Fuente.
Came up just short of this bunker. He does have some room, though. It's not the most comfortable stance, but I think he'll be able to handle it.
It is F1 Mayor first.
Got some good news, some bad news, Colt. The lie is perfect. Bad news, can he get a stance?
Yeah, he's going to be just fine. I think he would much rather have it here than in the bunker.
Well, I agree. He's shown us some really good short game over the last 3 days. That one, unfortunately, hits into the ridge and stops fairly quickly.
And Colt, this is a big spot right here for Santiago de la Fuente.
Yeah, big miss finding the water with that second shot. Good news is it did cross the penalty area. So he should have a relatively straightforward pitch for his fourth and be able to get out of here with a par.
Let's go to 16. And not only an outstanding player, but I mean, he's top-notch broadcaster. Miguel Ordonez. Go ahead, get in there.
He's been fist pumping all week long. That was a great par save. 1 under for today's round. He's really been grinding away.
He was in the booth with us the last couple of days.
He's terrific.
Yeah. Bright guy. Command of the game. Plays it at a high level. A couple of U.S. mid-ams the last 3 years in America. Miguel Ordonez. And now De La Fuente. So, Cole, what do you think here?
Yeah, he's calling a rules official over. I believe he just wants to make sure it crossed at this exact point. But it definitely flew the penalty area line and rolled back.
Recuerda, Cita, déjala que pase la línea y la agarramos. La que pase la línea. ¿No? Sí, el punto lo tiene. Déjala que pase. Ok, listo, queda bueno. Entonces tenemos que recolocarla y poner penalidad. No hay.
All right, he's all set to go here. Has a perfect lie, obviously, as you saw after he placed it. He'll be hitting his fourth and should be able to handle this one with his hands.
And Andy, one of the other great aspects to this tournament is conducting championships to the highest standards. So the committees that have been at work here, agronomy, rules, all of that is important.
Oh, absolutely. We've talked so much about the players' improvement, but the quality of the golf courses. The superintendents now get to work with the USGA agronomy people to help them make things better. And we've seen unbelievable improvements from course setup, quality of the grasses, and just everything involved with the championship. Yeah, great save for par.
Colt, his touch and creativity around the greens is high level.
Yes, it is, and he hits so many different kinds of shots. I mean, hits it low, hits it high. It's fun to watch. He's very creative.
Just has a softness about him, Andy. The arms, the hands.
Yeah, he could have played in the 60s and 70s and 80s. He has that old school feel.
Yes, he does. All right.
I'll take your word for it, Andy.
Yeah, you do that. You do that.
Shots being hit all over the place here.
Now, this shot for Omar here, I mean, he could definitely putt this golf ball. It's very closely mown on the fringes here, but he's going with the wedge, so I expect him to land this maybe just on the green, and then it is straight downhill. That is a fantastic touch.
If he can get that in, that would be a 2-shot lead with 8 to play.
Bring in Iona with Pinto at the 13th.
Through the back of the green and opting for the flat stick, going with the putter rather than the wedge, and it will bobble over the first couple of feet. It's all about judging the pace. Commentator's curse. It's all part of the learning process, though.
Stylish in that bucket hat all week. Right back at the 10th.
De La Fuente went ahead and tapped in for his par. Now Fuenmayor has about 12 feet for his birdie. It's been a really nice week for him, but I think the best thing going for him right now is he's got a front row seat to a heavyweight fight.
A good roll.
Really
There's
good
a legendary boxer right here in Panama City. Manos Di Pietro, hands of stone. Remember, Roberto Duran. Panamanian great. Mariano Rivera, maybe the greatest athlete ever. Closer for the New York Yankees, their glory years. Rod Carew, Minnesota Twins, as good a contact hitter as there has ever been. Lafi Pinkai, all-time jockey. And now Morales from Mexico to get to 9 under and a 2-shot cushion.
And we have volunteers out here walking with a leaderboard, so everyone knows exactly where they stand. And these putts just feel a little bit longer on Sunday compared to Thursday.
He was really rock solid on these yesterday.
Oh, you don't want that to creep into your mind. You know, with 8 holes to go, the biggest Sunday of your life. That too.
Got a drivable par 4 coming up.
Yeah, huge moment.
Get yourself back under control.
As big as any of the 2-shot swings, Andy. So De La Fuente in the water. He gets away with 5. That's Dad Jamil. He knows exactly what's going on. Nerve-wracking for a parent.
Let it go.
Yeah. Still has a 1-shot lead. You're right, Andy. That's all. So much of this game is letting it go. And we'll head to the 11th. Quite a final round here at the Latin America Amateur Championship.
Here we are at the short par 4 11th, 298 yards today. Hastings with his second. Just threw it straight up in the air, into the wind. Beautiful play, and he's got that for birdie. And he will have sand on him the rest of the day. Nothing like hitting those into wind bunker shots when you're sweating. It's 90 degrees and you're sweating. The sand will never leave you. Now, a long walk over to the short par 4 11th. And here's the look at this. Was it a misread? Was it a push? Was it just misalignment? Never know. But you've got to put that in the past. You've got a critical tee shot coming up. You can drive it on the 11th green with a good one. He did it yesterday and made eagle. So refocus, get ready to go at the next shot.
The 11th tee, and Omar Morales has a 1-shot lead over Santiago De La Fuente, both from Mexico. Morales just missed a short putt for birdie at the par 5 10th. De La Fuente hit his second in the water, was able to get it up and down for par. And it was an enormous moment. It is drivable, just a little bit of a wait. This is where Morales made eagle yesterday and had a 6-shot lead as he stood at the 17th tee in round 3. Now, Pinto at 14.
187 today. It's cut in the very, very back portion of the green.
shake that one off, Colt. That missed putt.
Yes, he needs to. But this hole right here, Rich, he has dominated this week. 4 under par in the first 3 rounds. That incredible eagle yesterday. Today playing 298 to the hole. 269 gets you on the front edge. Back into a pretty good wind right now, but he definitely has the firepower to get there.
I don't know if there was some movement back there. We've seen it back off once. It's the first time we've seen it back off twice this week. Obviously, critical tee shot. If you're not feeling comfortable with it, don't hit driver. You can go ahead and lay up, still make birdie. Get set. Get ready to get after it.
This one is low and left at that bunker.
Easy.
It got past it and then headed towards the cart path.
Yeah, there it is. He's sitting up right by the cart path. What you deal with in the final round of a big championship. De La Fuente.
Hit it way left here yesterday and made a really good par. This one on a really good line, just left of the green.
Oh, beautiful shot.
Just no tension in that swing, Andy.
Game on.
We got some action, guys.
Look out.
Oh, this is a carbon copy of yesterday. It landed on the bank. I do not believe it crossed the penalty area.
That kind of day for Fuenmayor. A little bit to think about for the leader by only one for the moment. And the man in the white slacks, Santiago De La Fuente, just knocked it on at the 11th hole, one behind. Final round of the Latin America Amateur Championship.
I asked Jack Nicklaus once time, and it is Jack's 84th birthday today. Happy birthday, Jack. That how do you decide how to lay up on holes? And he told me that I stand up there, and if I don't feel comfortable with the driver, I'll try 3-wood. If I don't feel comfortable with the 3-wood, I'll take something. And he would work his way down to where he felt comfortable with hitting a shot. He said, I might hit a 3-iron, might hit a 1-iron. It just whatever I felt comfortable. If I didn't feel comfortable, I did not want to hit that shot. There's nothing wrong with laying up on a short hole like this. We've seen as many players birdie the hole after laying up this week as we have players going for the green on their tee shot. You have to do what's right at the time and how you're feeling. Be interesting to see what kind of lie, if there's any trees in Morales' way after pulling his tee shot, but luckily it stayed on this side of the car path. If it bounced across the path, it was out of bounds right there, so he was fortunate that it hit halfway softly. But nice galleries out here following the last group. We've had that all week long.
Matias Dominguez won the very first Latin America Amateur Championship. He's from Chile. That was in Argentina 2015. A year later, a bit of a surprise from Costa Rica, Paul Chaplet. That Toto Gana right here in Panama. Thriller in a playoff. Joaquin Niemann, 63 final round in his home country of Chile. And Alvaro Ortiz, 66 at Casa de Campo to win in 2019 from Mexico. Abel Gallegos from Argentina in Mexico. Aaron Jarvis from the Cayman Islands. And a year ago, 23 under, record-setting winning score, Mateo Fernandez de Oliveira. So 3 of the first 4 going to Chile. Mexico on the verge of winning a second. Argentina 2 of the last 3 years. Most on this list have turned professional. Aaron Jarvis still playing. He's tied 41st at the moment. Great experience. He made the cut at the Open. Did Aaron Jarvis 2 years ago at the old course. Only past champion of the Latin America Amateur to have made the cut at the Open. And now Omar Morales, 1-shot lead, playing the 11th.
Ball stayed just short of the cart path down there. He's got 60 yards left to this back hole location. There is a knob about 15 yards short of this pin that I believe he needs to cover. So throw one up in the air, land it around 50 yards, and it should feed right down to it. Anything short is going to work its way back towards the front of the green.
Nothing like it, Colt. Galleries gathered round at an important amateur championship.
By far the largest gallery of the week. Everyone knows what's at stake.
There it is. Invitations to the Masters, the Open, US Open, the Amateur, which is at Ballyliffin, US Amateur at Hazeltine National this year. There are very few tournaments that you could think of that offer that much to a winner.
And
while we have a moment, let's go to 14. Bring in Iona with Pinto.
Yeah, very solid tee shot to this point in this tricky par 3, and he's been using aim point with his feet to get the read on this putt up the slope. It's a tricky one to judge. Got to be very careful with the pace.
Okay.
Well, that was well judged.
Good final round, though, for Segundo Oliva Pinto. Back to the 11th, and Colt once again.
Omar Morales walked up to where he thinks he needs to land this ball and had his caddy laser it, which lasers are allowed this week. But I think the one thing, Andy, that makes this shot a little uncomfortable is you can barely just see the top of the pin, and you cannot see where you want to land the ball, which I always felt was a little uncomfortable.
These players are so good at making the ball go the distance they want. They practice these 50-yard shots, 60-yard shots, 70-yard shots so much that I think that helps when you can't see. You know, you can't use your eyes to tell you how far it is.
Going back into the wind will also help him get this ball to land a little bit softer.
This is really a big-time shot. De La Fuente has driven the ball on the green, has an eagle opportunity.
Landed it right where he was standing.
That's a really good shot, Andy.
Yeah, terrific play to get in there 6-7 feet from the hole for birdie. Well done.
I believe he was within about 2 inches of where he was trying to land that. That was impressive.
All right. Fuenmayor was dry.
Yeah, it rolled back into
break.
It rolled back into a little bit of the taller grass, but we'll be able to get a club on it.
That light area is an upper portion of the green that if you land it there, it should just trickle down the hill toward the hole.
Choke all the way down on this one.
Wow.
Andy, I've been blown away by what we've seen in the short game department at the top of this field over the course of 4 days.
I think that's maybe the biggest improvement of all the areas of the games we've seen of these players. It's not only that they're the skill level of getting the ball up and in, but the different types of shots we've seen. We've seen bump and runs. We've seen nice little lobs. We've seen the low spinners.
Now Hastings at the 12th.
Short par 4. Club face wide open. Should have some spin on it. Oh,
yes,
wow.
It does.
What a shot.
Come on, just what
just
we're
exactly
talking
what
about.
you're talking about.
There we
Exactly.
go.
Nicely done. He loved it.
Now, long eagle attempt for Santiago de la Fuente.
It's long, but pretty simple. Honestly, not a lot of movement in it. This is on a great line. Just needs to pick up a little speed.
Just up here in the 3-foot range. Not bad at all from down there.
Andy loved the size of the galleries here on Sunday.
Yeah, this is great.
Real burgeoning golf movement here in Panama. You know, the Duran brothers, Chico, past president of the Panama Golf Association, brother Miguel's the current president. Son Samuel, by the way, made the cut, 17, going to Clemson. First family of golf here. They have really driven the growth here. About 2,500 players, a lot of development even in the mid-amateur ranks. They love it. Corn Ferry Tour's playing here early next month. All right. Big putt here, Andy.
Yeah, just after missing that short one on the last hole, if he could make this one, that would go a long way. He's missed a couple. I saw one, a miss at 8 for par, and the short birdie at 10. You need something positive right now.
Yeah, and in his mind, he's got to believe De La Fuente is going to make his birdie. So he's got to make this to stay one ahead. But this one's a little tricky, Andy. The ball's well below his feet, which makes you want to feel like it's going to go pretty hard to the right, but there's not that much movement. I think he's going to hit it through most of the right-hand break.
Got a great shot of it from behind. He's aiming the ball probably 6 inches left of the hole. You called it, Colt. It just hung out there, and it almost looked like it went left at the end.
I'm telling you, you feel that in your feet. The ball so far below you, you just got to believe it's going to go right, but it's just really flat in this back section.
So this will be par through 10 and 11, where you want to go birdie.
But he's got to tell himself, walking off this green, hey, I just hit a great putt. I hit it exactly the line I wanted to hit it on. I just misread it a little bit.
Yeah, relatively easy par 5 at 10, short 4 at 11, where he made eagle yesterday.
He's got to be doing some positive talk in his head.
Now Juan Mayor. Didn't look like birdie when that tee ball was airborne.
When it was in the air, it looked like the birdie the whole way. That was a beautiful up and in out of the penalty area.
Little luck, good short game, make birdies. All right, now De La Fuente to tie for the lead.
His caddy, Pepe, told me Thursday morning his man is ready. He's been so close the last couple of years. This right here to be tied for the lead with just 7 holes to play.
Stone cold. He is tied for the lead yet again. Remember, he began 3 off the pace and was 6 back, standing on the 17th tee yesterday. Back of this guy, Omar Morales. What a final round here in Panama. While we have a moment, let's go down to John Sutcliffe.
Rich, I was growing up in Mexico City. I was introduced to Juan Antonio Estrada. He was the first Mexican to play the Masters as an amateur from 62 to 64. He made the cut. Then years later, thanks to this tournament, Álvaro Ortiz got to play in 2019. So now, if it's Omar from Puebla or Santiago from Guadalajara, what it means to not just play the Masters, the US Open, the Open Championship. I covered Lorena Ochoa when she was the #1 player in the world, and she helped promote golf in Mexico. Imagine how many kids today are saying, hey, I want to be like Omar, or I want to be like Santiago.
Thank you, John. Think about golfers from Mexico: Victor Regalado, Rafael Alarcon, Carlos Espinoza, Ernesto Perez Acosta. Mentioned Esteban Toledo, the Ortiz brothers, Abraham Answer, and more in the pipeline, and we are seeing it right here. Chile's 1-3. Mexico now looking for a second. Their Golf Federation has invested in the game. The private sector as well getting behind it.
To defend it, it's taken 3 wood. He hit driver yesterday.
Yeah, different strategy today. Wind a little more in their face. Going with 3 wood. The bunker down the left, 260 yards to get to.
Yeah, that looks like a perfect line. Just enough to get it over the first bunker and short of the second one.
Pleasant to watch. I know in the modern game, kids are sort of leaping at it, jumping out of their shoes. He's, as you said, he's a little more 1960s style.
Yeah, he just doesn't look like he's ever in a hurry. Doesn't look like he's trying to ever overpower anything. Just makes these nice little swings.
Andy, I'll tell you who the full swing reminds me of is Boo Weekley. Just effortless, doesn't try to go at it real hard, just turns it back, turns it through in perfect balance every time.
I think that's a good one. Driving iron to keep it. Oh.
What? This is way left. Look out. And how about this right here, Rich? Omar Morales, not taking his foot off the gas, has pulled driver.
It's what he's done all week, Colt. Just aggressive play, aggressive lines.
The last 2 tee shots with the driver have been a big push right that lucky to stay in play, and then the last hole was that hard hook left. So you're hoping you can make sure this goes the direction you want it to. If it's going to cut, make sure it cuts. If it's going to draw, make sure it draws.
Well, it's normally the best club in his bag, so can't blame him for going to it.
Right in between the 2 tall buildings would be a great line.
Oh, this is really good here.
Well, he needed that one.
Just keep swinging away. So it is Morales and De La Fuente of Mexico, tied for the lead, 8 under par. Berths in the Masters US Open on the line here in Panama, the final round of the Latin America Amateur Championship.
Iona got Pinto with yet another birdie opportunity.
Sure is. And a great drive, lovely little wedge shot. Got a bit of backspin, so it's perhaps a little bit longer than he wants up the hill. Looks good with a putter in his hand, he does.
Just hung out there to the right. But he's had a really nice day, 4 under par. Currently tied for, or actually all alone in 5th place. He's coming off a 5th place finish in the South American Amateur last week, so he came in here with some good form. He's continued it. leaders. They're very good friends. They were talking a lot yesterday. I wonder if they're talking much today. Sometimes it's very difficult playing against one of your good buddies. They both look like they've handled it beautifully so far. What a great scene. So many youngsters out here watching. These two players may be their heroes in the next few years.
Stay connected to all the Latin America Amateur Championship action anywhere, anytime. Visit LAACgolf.com and follow the championship on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Great team hard at work. One more spot left to the Masters for the amateurs' chance to hang out in the crow's nest. Christo Lamprecht, big guy out of South Africa and Georgia Tech, briefly led the Open at Royal Liverpool 65 day one. How about what Nick Dunlap is doing right now on the PGA Tour, leading, trying to become the first since Mickelson in 1991 to win on the PGA Tour. What a day for amateur golf. Somewhere Bobby Jones, well, he'd be loving this. Now Fuenmayor.
Missed it way left off the tee here at 12, has 163, and Andy, this is not a personal attack, but he needs to kick a field goal between these two trees.
His practice swings look like he's actually going to think about trying to hit a big cut, but he is going to try to go left of the palm tree. He's choked way down on the club. Have to cut this a good 30 yards.
It is very high at the very left side of the green. That's pretty good from there.
Yeah,
really good.
Nice recovery.
He's scraping and clawing right now.
Well, I've been impressed with how he's fought these last couple of days.
Hastings at 13.
He's having a spectacular day. 3 under par for the round, 2 under for the championship. He's cut in the back right, and he hit another really good shot. Unfortunately, this was going to leak just through the green. Might be able to putt it from there.
He's working on 3 consecutive birdies, 4 in his last 5 holes. Back to the 12th and the final group. And De La Fuente.
I love that decision off the tee to lay back. He's got 99 yards, nice full sand wedge, and you couldn't ask for an easier hole location.
It's going to spin off the front. A little bit of false front there. Colt Morales is a good 40 or 50 yards closer. Is it close enough he still can spin it, control the shot?
Well, the ball sits up so nicely on these fairways that he can put some spin on it, but he's got some helping wind behind him. Not a whole lot of green in between the bunker and the hole location, about 8 paces. I think if anything, he can look a little bit left of it. There's a slope that'll get it to land a little softer and possibly feed it towards the hole, but this is not a very easy shot.
Would you have rather had the 100-yard shot versus this one?
Every day, all day.
Great look from club face, wide open.
Silencio, porfa. Gracias.
First hole, his second shot similar distance, and he left it short.
That had a really nice sound to it.
Yeah, that's going to be 10, 12 feet.
Yeah, well executed. So slight opening here for Omar Morales, battling with his countryman Santiago de la Fuente, tied in the final round of the Latin American Amateur Championship.
Bogey the last hole for 70.
Still, he played pretty well the last
18th, T18
days. Live at the 12th, and surveying his putt, Santiago de la Fuente. He's tied for the lead with Omar Morales. Let's go down to Colt.
He's got 25 feet, pretty slow one coming up the hill. Definitely wasn't his best wedge shot.
It was a good putt.
He can roll his rock, Andy.
His short game is really, really up to some high standards. He showed us so many different types of shots around the greens, and yesterday it was a little unfortunate that he had a ton of good putts that just hit the edge of the hole.
And Hastings now at 13.
He's going to go ahead and take sand wedge and just try to flop it just on the green. Oh, just a little bit of decel. And released a little bit closer to the hole so he can still make it, but he needed to carry that another 2 feet.
All right, how about this putt, Colt, from Omar Morales to take the lead?
A decent look from about 12 to 15 feet. Can't fault him for hitting that second shot a little past the hole. Could not risk dumping it in the bunker. But a chance for him to regain the lead. And you mentioned De La Fuente's round yesterday. I mean, he got overshadowed because of what Omar was doing, but I mean, he shot a bogey-free 66.
And a 65 for Omar. Course record here at Santa Maria. Of course, that was built in 2012.
Definitely slides a little right to left.
Good run.
Just hangs out there. Again, you've got to keep talking to yourself that, man, I hit a good putt. I really hit a good putt.
He gives himself so many looks. It's just got to be frustrating to continue to burn the edge hole after hole.
Has there been much conversation between these two good friends today?
Not a lot today.
Yeah, that's...
There's some tension out here.
Omar's a little more animated than Santiago. This guy's a cool customer. From Ocatlan in Mexico, furniture making capital of that country. Started off at Arkansas Tech Division II 2 years ago when he was runner-up at Casa de Campo. He was outside the top 1,000 in the world. He is now 87th and All-America at the University of Houston.
That's the kind of improvement we've been talking about, that these young players are, over a year or two. It's amazing the jumps they're making.
And there you see the sort of difference in emotion. Off they go to 13, tied for the lead, and that's where we find Justin Hastings, par putt.
This is an important putt. He's gotten within one shot of third place. There you go.
Confident roll. He worked really hard, Justin has, on the mental side the last couple of years. And that's where these guys, tied for the lead, will be tested. They head to the 13th. If you look at the 13th, Andy.
Yeah, this par 4 is one of the best par 4s on the golf course. 483 yards today, back into a right to left wind. You've got to avoid the bunkers on the left. There's a lot of room out there. If you avoid those, you're still left with a fairly long approach into this back right-hand corner of the green. Hard to get it close there, but it's an awkward shaped green. Anything in that back half of the green would be a good shot. And there's a look down at this green, the whole location. If you hit it a little short and to the right, the ball will bounce off that mound down closer to the hole. But this is a big hole today. Only 4 birdies. Tee shot critical.
Andy, for Santiago de la Fuente, I would say this is one of the more difficult tee shots for him, just because where he has to land it, it's one of the most narrow fairways on this golf course.
I don't think he can carry it into the wind over that bunker, can he? Or is it right at his max?
Yesterday he flew it right into the lip of it. It's about 272 yards to cover. The wind today a little more off the right. Not as much hurt as there was yesterday, though.
But there's a ton of room out to the right. Even if you put it in the right-hand rough, obviously the angle to get to that back right hole would not be great, but at least you wouldn't be in that bunker.
And I would have to think a little extra adrenaline today might get you a couple more yards out of it.
Yeah, he started that down the right. Is it turning enough?
That is going to find the right rough. It's actually up on top of the hill and should be a really flat line. Not too bad.
And it's sitting up too.
How it keeps the club behind him. Body rotates. Hands really release at the end.
Pronounced release of the club.
Yeah. Very handsy.
That is some serious speed right here. Get his ball speed up in the 183 range. That is crazy fast.
A 312-yard carry on that one, Colt.
It's really not fair.
It definitely is not fair. All right, big tee shot from Morales.
Hit a beauty at the last. And with his power, it makes the fairway almost twice as wide. Can take everything out of play if it's struck solidly. This one up the right side, needs a bounce left. That catches
on
the cart path.
Yeah. And it is settled down into the... Wow, that's going to be a problem.
All right, so just you see the subtle changes in the body language, the facial expressions, all part of it. The final round, you're digging, trying to win an enormous championship. Yeah. What a spot this is in Panama. You can swim in both oceans in the same day. After the nice save at 13, Justin Hastings on the 14th tee, par 3.
187 today. Hole's located very back quadrant of the green. So difficult to get it even on the green back there. This one is going to be into the right bunker. It'll be a little bit downwind out of that. That won't be terribly easy.
And Pinto has a birdie putt at 16. Iona is down there.
Yeah, another well-executed hole to this point, and leaves himself with an uphill putt for birdie. Like I say, I just like the way he rolls the ball. It's a really nice stroke on it, old school putting style. Can he grab one?
Just a little short. Boy, he's playing some nice golf today. On a 4 under par for his round. He's made a big jump. Currently 5th.
Yeah, he earned his degree last year at Arkansas in political science and government. 24 years old, on his way to a 4th top 15 finish at the Latin America Amateur Championship. All right, Cole, what does Omar Morales have?
Well, he's down here in the right rough, and definitely the deepest rough on the golf course. It's very interesting, Andy. He is close to a drain, which I think he definitely should call an official over and see if he can get relief, because if he does, he gets to drop in a much better lie. I mean, it is really close to his golf ball. Santiago has a pretty nice lie from 190, and he definitely was taking a look to see where Omar's ball was.
Not pretty.
Mark is killing you. I can't hear a word you're saying.
That is swallowed up.
And so often the grass grows over the edges of those, so it may be closer than it actually looks. He could catch the toe of the club on that in his divot.
I mean, Andy, is the way I understand the rule. If you feel like you could possibly make contact with it, you're entitled to relief.
I agree, and I think he definitely should be asking somebody.
I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
Holes 13 through 18 for the week. Morales 1 over par. De La Fuente is 1 under. And they're tied. De La Fuente set to play.
190 all the way to the hole has to be looking left of this hole location. Anything up on that top level, 30 feet left of the hole would be great. Well, he's taking it right at it.
They like it.
And we've seen so many shots that land back here. Just trickle onto the back fringe, but he should be able to put putter on that.
Yeah, be pleased with that.
I forget that I'm talking about young men who have no fear.
Really drives his legs, keeps that club angle, and then just releases the hands unbelievably.
And there's no tension. We've talked about the softness in the hands all week.
This is really thick, Colt.
I'm just really shocked he's not calling over a rules official. I mean, I stood over it. If you go directly at the hole, there's definitely a possibility you could catch a piece of that drain.
This could be a career-ending injury too if you catch that.
Like we said yesterday, use the rules to your advantage. This one came out hot.
That was a good strike.
That is a heck of a golf shot.
Yes, it is.
Up onto the back fringe.
He flushed that, and he too will be happy with the result. High level and high stakes here in the final round.
But that did miss the drain very much. Holy smokes.
He caught that perfectly. Juan Mayor.
That from 175.
Good
Just
sound.
a little left of it.
Okay, we've got all three players on the back quadrant of the green, all putting from the fringe.
And at 14, Justin Hastings
can continue this run. This is one he could make. Just get it out onto the green, let it release.
Oh, look out.
Get in.
Go
yes.
ahead.
There we go. Yeah. How about that?
Give it to me. 4 birdies in the last 5 holes, and Hastings making a move.
That gets him tied for third, 3 under.
Love the fight.
4 under for the round. Just splashes it up onto the green, is releasing right to left, right in the middle of the hole. Wouldn't have gone 4 inches past the hole. What a terrific play.
Again, Andy, the quality of the short game play we've seen at the top of the field, just exceptional. Now, Segundo Oliva Pinto at the 17th tee.
He's playing 176 yards today. It's beautiful par 3. It's a gettable flag.
Nice play. He's got a birdie opportunity.
Vicente Encina of Chile made hole-in-one here yesterday in 17. Colt, great galleries with the final group.
Say what, there are a lot of people out here enjoying this final round. Gonna witness someone changing their golf life, booking their trip to 3 major championships, as well as the U.S. Amateur and the Amateur. Those are some impressive shots right there, though, Rich.
Yes, they were.
On a very difficult hole. I mean, I know they're not on the green, but all have putter out and got great looks at possibly making 3. I'm still just so impressed by Omar's shot from that lie.
Yeah, not only the sprinkler head, but it was really deep, and that wasn't a nice patch of grass at all. Strength and speed does help.
As the game continues to grow across this region, it's worth pointing out the message we've heard from the 3 leading organizations this week behind the Latin America Amateur Championship. Essentially it is, think about not what you can get from this game, but what you can give back when you return home.
That's a great message. So many young people are watching, have eyes on these players. How can they help the next generation as they've been helped?
All right, Colt, how about this shot?
Yeah, no surprise to see him going with putter. Right around 35 feet. It's going to kick it pretty hard through the fringe to the right. And then once it gets to the putting surface, it will flatten out. Would love to just cozy this one up there and tap it in and head over to 14.
This should be fairly quick once it gets on the green. Can you get the right speed coming through all this fringe? Well, that was a good putt.
Speed was good.
Really good.
He'll tap for his 4. He's 1 under for the round today. Started with a 3-shot lead, and they're now tied. Rounds of 69, 69, and yesterday 65, and that was with a double at the 18th hole. Scoring conditions have loosened up over the weekend. More generous setup.
They've moved some of the par 3s up, create some interesting short shots like the one we saw back at the par 3 5th. Every par 3 doesn't have to be 200 yards.
Fuenmayor.
Moving just a little bit to his left. Stay high. Rich, I think this guy's got a lot of potential. Has all the speed you need. Just needs to polish up a few things, and I think he could have a really nice professional career.
He's only 21. Playing college golf at Oregon State.
He's shown us some great short game over the last couple of days.
Had some exciting finishes here at the Latin America Amateur Championship. But even the very first with Alejandro Tosti chasing Dominguez in Argentina. 2017 right here in Panama. Niemann, Alvaro Ortiz coming up short in the playoff with Toto Gana. And now this for the outright lead.
Just bounced a little on him coming through that fringe.
Well, he'll tap, they'll remain tied. Final round 63 from Joaquin Niemann was off the charts back in Chile. And then a year later at Casa de Campo, Alvaro Ortiz, 66, lights out to win. And looks like we're in store for another memorable finish. '15 tee, Justin Hastings after the hole out from the bunker at 14.
15's a par 4 with a good tee shot. It's a very birdieable hole. He likes that one.
Who knows, maybe if he runs the table.
Well, you know, get in and post 6 under. Yeah, have to make the
Segundo Oliva Pinto.
Yeah, 172 yards. The wind is blown like crazy at this portion of the golf course.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's played some beautiful golf today.
And gusts over 20 miles per hour. And let's go back to 14. Final group.
Playing 187 yards today. Straight back into the wind. Going to require something around the 200-yard range to get it all the way back there.
De La Fuente says he loves to invent shots.
Andy, I think the key number here is 170. You want to fly at least 170 to get it over that ridge that's in the front middle part of the green.
I agree. It's landed somewhere in the middle of the green and kind of scooted back on the ground to get it close to the hole. We've seen so few balls actually stay in this back left quadrant of the green.
Yeah, I think if it chases back there, great. If not, no big deal.
He's taking it in low.
And it's trying to draw, but hanging a little right.
Well, that's going to be just fine in the fringe, no more than about 25 feet from the hole.
That was a solid strike. You could hear it.
But he doesn't mind playing in the wind at all. His feet moving all the way down to his left-hand foot at impact.
Fuenmayor.
This one at the very left side of the green needs to catch a piece.
That's fine.
That's just fine. It's on that, just onto the fringe, Colt, so he'll be able to putt that. But just to get it in that back area of the green is a good shot.
Omar Morales.
I think it was big for De La Fuente to hit a really nice shot in there. Keep the pressure on Omar. I would have to think Omar knows Santiago's not going to go away. This one trying to draw, needs to go a little.
It's in that lower level in the middle of the green, putting back up the hill.
Off to the 14th green, tied for the lead. Two players from Mexico, Omar Morales and Santiago De La Fuente at the Latin America Amateur Championship.
So here we are, beautiful Panama City in the background. Looks almost fake. It's so beautiful. We have two men at 8 under par and 2 at 3, and those are the players who are under par. Looks like it's a two-man show with the last 5 holes to play, and the winner will be coming from Mexico.
Live at the 14th hole, two-way tie atop the leaderboard. There's so much riding here in Panama. De La Fuente and Morales, how would you assess, Andy, what you've seen so far?
I think both players have handled this well. Obviously, Morales missed that one little short putt for birdie at 10 that sort of changed his momentum. But all in all, I got to believe one of these guys is going to need to make a birdie to take the lead.
While we wait, Hastings making a move.
Well, location right at the top of this little ridge that runs through the middle of the green. Do not want to be long. That is going to be a very difficult putt up the hill into the green. Then it turns the other way and it gets really quick going toward the front of the green. He knew he hit a good shot, just carried it a couple of paces too far.
Colt, it is going to be a nervy finish.
100% correct, Rich. Not the easiest of holes left. I would say 15 is really your best birdie opportunity. But you got to get through this tough 14th first.
You feel the tension down there?
Oh, yeah. It is. It's just an awesome atmosphere out here right now. Huge gallery. These guys trading shots back and forth. This putt for Omar, about 40 feet, and it is extremely slow. Uphill, into the grain, and back into the wind as well.
Omar Morales.
This will be a good test to see where his nerves are. Really easy to come up short from here.
He's backed off a lot of shots today. Got a great view from behind. It's gently uphill all the way to the hole, into the grain.
Tiny bit of work left. Remember, he missed a short putt earlier. He's at number 10. Now Hastings, birdie putt at 15.
This will go up the hill. Very, very slow. Now it gets quick and will go to the right. Easy. He's got some work left. That's going to be probably 4 to 5 feet.
Back to 14. Santiago De La Fuente.
I believe Fuenmayor is going to be first to go from the left fringe. Omar Morales had to move his mark for him.
Oh.
Wow. Just a little too much pace.
Just a little bit easier. Absolutely.
The players. Go ahead, Colt.
That just looked like it was going to turn right in the middle. That was a really harsh lip out.
Quarter of the way down. Think of players from Colombia. Obviously, Camilo Villegas. Great bounce back win late last year.
2 weeks in a row. Had a chance to win. De La Fuente from off the fringe.
A putt most right-handers love. Moving to his left gently the entire way. Just gotta hit it.
A little bit of work left. So much nicer when you don't have to go for that coin in your pocket. You just walk up and tap it in. Particularly late on a Sunday. He sure looks like he's in complete control. Emotions really solid.
Exactly. All right, a little bit of a tester here for Morales.
And Andy, you know, it's amazing how good golfers' memories are when it's something bad that happened.
Isn't that the truth?
I mean, you never miss one of these, it feels like, but for some reason that putt at 10 just always sneaks into the back of your mind.
This one might even be longer than the one was at 10.
Sneak Takes it in the right side. Run to the next tee. So a pair of pars at the 14th. 4 holes to go. Or who knows, maybe more. All tied.
Well, still has a little bit to clean up. Probably just under 2 feet.
Tiny bit of work left for De La Fuente.
Yeah, inside of 2 feet. Problem is the gallery's starting to move over towards 15, so just keep your focus.
Okay.
All right. 4 holes to play.
15 green, this par putt for Justin Hastings.
Ran this far enough by that this is a bit of a tester. Oh, it's just sort of pushed it out to the right. That was disappointing.
Had been 4 under first 5 holes of this back 9, and now the bogey.
And he thought he played an iron shot that was going to be really good, and it carried about 2 paces too far and left himself that very difficult 2-putt.
A moment ago from Venezuela, the par 3 17th, Jose Miguel Ramirez. Guessing it's something really good. Oh, man.
Yes, it was.
Staked it. Johnny Vegas would be proud from Venezuela. And Segundo Oliva Pinto here at 18.
Just chipping from the front of the green. Fairly straightforward. Took it up in the air. He is currently 4 under par for the day.
He had a great run. Eagle 10, birdie 11, birdie 12. And now to 15T. Again, all tied. 8 under par. 2 from Mexico, De La Fuente and Morales.
And in my opinion, probably the easiest hole left out of the 4 remaining. Playing back into the wind. Wind starting to blow about as hard as it has all day, upwards of 20 miles an hour.
Carrying those bunkers could be a bit of a problem.
There's plenty of room left of them. Andy, you don't have to take them on.
No. With the right to left wind, if you could start at the left edge of the first bunker, should be just perfect.
This one had it at the very left edge of that last one, but perfect.
Great tee shot. Gets it set, drives those legs forward, turns the left hip out of the way, and then just releases it as freely as you can. He really does release it.
This one hit hard up the right side.
Whew. Didn't even think about the bunkers.
That was large.
He has great penetrating ball flight. He hit it right through the wind. Now Morales needs a good one.
He is just not very comfortable at the moment, guys. Very fidgety.
And as an opponent, you definitely sense that.
Oh, that's gorgeous right there.
Roped it. He has driven the ball on the hole spectacularly well all week. Very likely the Mexican flag will be flying proudly at round's end. But in whose hands? Omar Morales or Santiago de la Fuente? We'll find out when we come back. Exciting conclusion at the Latin America Amateur Championship.
Here we are back at the 18th, a very difficult finishing hole. Pinto, this putt for 66. Oh, just leaking off to the right. That's a disappointing finish. He's played so well. A couple of bogeys in the last 6 holes. After the amazing start on this back nine, restarted eagle, birdie, birdie. All very nice championship. As of right now, that's a tie for 5th. Here's at 17th hole, Carlos Ardilla from Colombia, chipping from just the right fringe. This 172-yard par 3. This front hole location is giving up some birdies, and there's another one. Nicely done. Good solid day.
We all love drive, chip, and putt. And for more information on this exciting initiative, kids age 7 to 15 with the opportunity to compete at Augusta National, go to drivechipandputt.com for more information. Sunday morning before Masters Week, Saturday with Augusta National Women's Amateur, continuing to add layers to the Masters story every year. Alvaro Ortiz, oldest player of the field, and Gustavo Giacomech, the youngest player. Neither made the cut, but still, Alvaro announcing this would be his last Latin America Amateur Championship, though he will be there because he loves it so much. Says he's going to be in Argentina supporting the tournament. He led through 36 at the age of 48 when we were last here in Panama in 2017 and missed that playoff by only a shot. Well done. Oh, look at the lie here, Andy.
A little bit unlucky. He's been hitting it in the divot-free zones most of the week. That one is caught in the back edge of the divot. They've replaced the divot, and it's kind of just hanging in there. It's leaning up against the divot, I would guarantee you. So this will be, he still can get a lot of club on it. It's just, hey, focus on hitting a good quality shot.
De La Fuente.
110 yards uphill lie back into the wind. Just went with a little chip with a pitching wedge. That's
pretty shot.
Awesome shot.
He has them all. Savvy.
Andy, you don't see many of the young kids hit shots like that.
No, that's he's got a lot of old world game. Just a little. It's almost like a long chip shot. So it takes all the spin off of it. Now we're looking at the live Morales.
I'm not sure what he's asking for. It's definitely in a divot.
I guess this is the situation. So if I move the other divot, my ball moves the stroke. It is, yeah. Yeah, it's basically if you can move, you have to keep your shot forwards and everything. Yeah, it's gonna move 100%. Yeah.
Pega, pega.
Don't.
I mean, I'm not even gonna try.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you what to do, but obviously from a, if there's any doubt, would suggest that
you don't.
Yeah, because like you say, if that ball moves,
it's a stroke.
We are under a penalty of 1 stroke.
Fuenmayor will play.
That from just 78 yards after a drive of 310 yards into the wind.
Good shot. Colt, Andy, I know it's been discussed within the sport. Anybody think they should change the rule and allow for relief here?
You know, it's been the way it's been played for a million years. I don't have a problem with it. You know, that's part of the game. You hit it in a divot, have some skill, and figure it out. I mean, I think this is actually shouldn't hurt him that much coming back into this wind. This will help him flight it a little bit lower. You're going to try to hit a shot a lot like his competitor hit in there, where you're trying to drive it in there a little bit lower and play it back in your stance.
Colt, how about you?
The problem I have with people wanting to say it's ground under repair and you should get relief is what is actually a divot? There's going to be so many questions. I mean, the game already takes so long as it is. If you're calling over an official every hole to see if you're in a divot, I don't like it. I think it's part of the game. It's a tough break. But like Andy said, going back into the wind, this might help him a little bit because he's got to trap it, make sure you hit ball first. Caught it very clean from 106, wind hitting it hard.
All right, caught the green, just off into the fringe.
Deal with it, and he did. Onward they go. Drama is building as they move to the 15th green. De La Fuente and Morales tied for the lead here in the final round of the Latin America Amateur Championship. Andy, how about that shot?
Well, that was well done. You have to take it on as a challenge when you have lies like that. I think all the great players don't mind it. It's a great opportunity to show off a little bit. You know, hey, I've got this shot. Let me go ahead and play it. And I think that's the attitude you have to have. He got away with it. It's up on the green. You can, and here's that second look of it. You're trying to just hit down through it, get all ball first. That's not bad. You know, accept that. Go up there and try to figure out a way to make this 25-footer for birdie. You're in one of the toughest competitions of your. Here's a great look at it. Thank you. Where he's really hitting down through it. You know, it's worse is when if the old divot hadn't been there and it had fallen into the deep hole, now you didn't have as much golf ball to be able to hit. That's where you really have some problems. That one wasn't too bad. They're looking at these birdie attempts up here at the 15th green. Probably the last great birdie opportunity. Yes, you can birdie any of the last 3 holes. We've seen players do it this week. But they are definitely more difficult than this hole. Beautiful backdrop. Last 4 holes have a lot of condos, apartment buildings, office buildings around them. It's going to be a great finish.
Live at the 15th, and you know, Morales just playing out of that divot hole. And Colt, I agree with you. How you deal with a bad break is a big part of the game. He dealt with it well.
He really did, and left it in a great spot. Got an 18-footer coming up the hill, moving to his right, with a large gallery looking on, and also some extra gallery members up here at the high-rise peeking over.
Good line.
Oh, wow. My, what a good putt.
Ooh, man.
I cannot believe that didn't break more than that. He has hit a bunch of good putts today. He's got to keep telling himself that. Man, I'm hitting some great putts. I'm going to make one of these. It's a battle against yourself at this point in time. Shocked that didn't break a little bit more to the right, particularly at the end.
Good hands.
Be careful, don't knock yourself out.
Juan Mayor.
That was left the entire way.
All right, so now we'll go to the 16th hole, par putt for Justin Hastings. Yeah. Trying to avoid a second straight bogey. That's cruel right there. That's the full horseshoe. So back-to-back fives after having played the first 5 holes of this back 9 and 4 under. He's still solo 4th, 104 in red figures.
He's having a great championship.
All right, De La Fuente now for the lead.
Great opportunity, just 10 feet, not much in it, just hammer it home. Oh, and he whiffed it.
Came out of that quickly.
Rich, his advice from his coach back at Houston, Jonathan Dismuke, was for him to get his focus off the expectations and enjoy this moment. I would have to think over that putt right there. He was thinking about taking the lead.
Morales still, he isn't dead. He's got still a good 3 feet left.
It's one of those little nasty ones, Andy, that you almost have to start outside the hole. It's going to move to his left. You got the wind going that way as well, which is starting to gust quite a bit.
Just long enough that you really have to pay close attention to this. There's enough break in it that, as you're saying, Colt, if you have to start this outside the hole, speed and getting the perfect speed is really important. Got that one out before it rattled around the bottom.
Right. Tied, 3 holes to go. Familiar position. Certainly for Santiago De La Fuente. 2 years ago, he had a great chance. The 2022 Latin America Amateur Championship. This was to tie Aaron Jarvis. 72nd hole. Teeth of the dog, Casa de Campo. And disappointment. Came back to finish 9th. Jarvis overcoming a ball in the water at 16 to make bogey in that final round. And here we go. And to Colt's point, underscoring what De La Fuente's coach told him, to just enjoy it. Happy 84th today to the all-time great Jack Nicklaus. And Jack told me in an interview I did with him just a couple of weeks ago, when I asked him how he handled pressure in the biggest moments, he said, I looked around with a few holes to go and I said, this is fun.
You have to keep telling yourself that, even though inside you're dying. But
how about Nicklaus?
Jack handled the big championships as well as any player has ever played.
How about this? The 18 wins, 19 runner-up finishes, but 73 top 10s for Jack at the majors. That's 25 more than the next best, Sam Snead.
Yeah, it's incredible.
He was around, Jack.
You go back and look at the records. He had a 17 or 18-year streak in the major championships. It was just ridiculous.
All right, De La Fuente.
As Nick Dunlap said in an interview yesterday, pressure is a privilege.
That's a great way to look at it.
It really is.
And Andy, I've been in that situation just a few times where you feel like you're going to puke every step of the way, but at the end of the day, you're like, damn, that was fun.
Exactly. That's why you work so hard.
Well, how'd you handle it? I mean, you won 2 U.S. Opens.
You know, I think I was pretty good, especially at the majors, of focusing on exactly what was at hand. And I had a little game you'd play in your head that, you'd finish a hole. Okay, let's check that one off. That one's behind us. Let's move on to the next one and just try to play shot by shot, hole by hole. And at the end of the day, hopefully you'd run out of holes.
Ooh, that one didn't get more than head high. That is a bullet down the left.
Yeah, it's going to catch the left-hand rough and settle down a little bit.
Fuenmayor is solo third right now. 2 clear of Hastings, who's sitting in 4th. Now Morales.
He had 40 yards less into this green yesterday compared to Santiago. If he can hit a good one here, this would give him a massive advantage when they go to hit their second shot here at 16.
Definitely got it lined left over that left-hand bunker that really doesn't come into play. But with the wind left to right, that'd be a good.
Oh, another one very low. That was not struck properly, but I think he's going to get away with it.
That ball's in the fairway. Just looks a little bit quicker today. A little bit out of sorts.
It's okay once in a while to neck it. Get it in play late. That's what matters at this point. Morales and De La Fuente, the pride of Mexico, here at the Latin America Amateur Championship.
Up to 172 yards today. Wind, obviously that is not going where he wants it. Well, maybe it is. That's even more severe than Hideki. When one arm comes off, he had 2 come off and it worked out just perfectly. He apologized for it. Yeah, let's take a look at the 16th hole. That's green going back toward the tee. Here is the 16th hole, par 4, 502 yards today. Former par 5 for the members that they've moved the tee up a little bit, playing it as a par 4. Bunkers don't come into play. The whole key is get it down here in the fairway, because this green is the most difficult green on the golf course to get the ball close to the hole. It's at a little bit of awkward angle. There's all kinds of bumps and bruises in this green. Holes cut today in the back portion. Very difficult to get it back there and keep it back there. Do not want to miss it right. The ball runs dramatically off the green. So missing the green to the right will leave you with a really difficult up and in. This whole location is very close to where it was on Thursday, and we saw so many players make bogey right of this green.
Jasper Stubbs made some clutch putts late in his home country of Australia, Royal Melbourne. That was exciting. What a golf course. To win the Asia Pacific Amateur Championship. And later this year, we're going to Japan, the Taiheiyo Club at Gotemba course, right at the foot of Mount Fuji. It's south of Tokyo. Japan. The great Hideki Matsuyama won the Asia Pacific Amateur twice, then went on to win the Masters. You see the announcement. They won the Masters 10 years later. Martin Slumbers on the far right, Chairman Ridley, and the dignitaries for that announcement. And now at the 16th hole, and all tied. Fuenmayor is at 305 behind, first to play here at the par 4.
Ball sitting down in this left rough, has 212 yards. Andy, this is going to take a lot of skill and a lot of luck to get it close.
Judging how this ball will come out of the grass, it's almost impossible. If it lands short, it can run off left short of that bunker, and if it carries up around the whole location, it's gone.
Yeah, it's got to land in that bowl into the upslope, I believe, and hopefully it just hits soft and get a little lucky. But this one is left of the bunker.
Yeah, down on that, there's a drain. That's where everything drains. That's going to be a little soft down there. That will be a tough up and in. It's just so important to put your ball in the fairway. Then you know what it's going to do. When you start guessing, that leads to some indecision.
And not too often, Omar Morales hits his approach shot before Santiago de la Fuente. He is 4 yards behind Santiago at 191. It's a great opportunity for him to put some pressure on Santiago or possibly open the door for him. This one is headed right. This is no good at all.
It just seemed a little quick, Andy.
I think his rhythm's just a little bit different than it was yesterday. That ball's rolled down up against the edge of the fringe. That will be very difficult up and in. Huge opening.
De La Fuente.
187. Would have to think he's trying to split that left bunker and this pin. This one just a little right.
Hang on, hang on. Oh, that's going to run down the hill. He thinks that's on the green. He couldn't tell that from there. With the early walk, he thought he hit a really good shot. He's going to be really disappointed, but that pitch will be much easier than Morales's.
Yeah, Morales knew it. Hang on. Not quite. So both players will have to lean on their short games. Tied for the lead here, playing the 16th hole. Think about some notable alums from the Latin America Amateur Championship. Joaquin Niemann just won the Australian Open. Mito Pereira was close to the 2022 PGA Championship. Fred Biondi, NCAA individual and team champion from the University of Florida a year ago. Nico Echeverria won Puerto Rico Open on the PGA Tour last March. So the talent is flowing, as it is in Asia. Other Japanese stars, in addition to Matsuyama, Keita Nakajima, Takumi Kanaya, having great success on the Japan Pro Tour. Almost no doubt we are going to see major champions coming from the Latin region. Obviously, Roberto Di Vicenzo and Angel Cabrera have won majors. So here, this is what we were talking about. Alejandro Tosti won on the Korn Ferry Tour last year, along with Raul Pereda, a rookie on the PGA Tour right now. Sebastián Muñoz from Colombia just won a silver medal at the Pan Am Games, won by a player from Mexico, Abraham Ancer.
Yeah, there's been so many good players come through the ranks, and there's only going to be more. When we saw Joaquin Niemann win in Chile, there were so many kids out following him. It was so cool.
They have all the training now. All the coaching, the instruction, all of it is right there.
And the federations are doing so much of that, and give them kudos. It's been really a great effort on so many people's parts. Another unbelievable pitch. He has been incredible.
Seve-esque. With that Latin flair and the good hands.
The other two fellows in this group would love to have that length of putt left for par.
Morales definitely would have the more difficult of the two, wouldn't he, Colt?
Yes, no doubt about it. And it's sitting like half the ball is on the fringe, half the ball is against the main cut of the rough, which makes it a little uneasy. He has plenty of green to work with. It's just all about making that proper contact out of this tricky little lie.
Yeah, with the grass, I mean, you could hit this one and have it not carry all the way to the green if you get a little bit too much grass in there.
Nice touch.
Pretty darn well done from there.
That's where you see just how solid your nerves are. And those short shots, 3 holes to go, tied, the biggest championship of your life.
But he's going to have another one of those 4 or 5 footers left.
And you're tested over and over again. And let's see how De La Fuente handles it.
This is as straightforward as you can ask for. Uphill the whole way, perfect lie on the upslope.
25% chance he could make this?
No doubt. You're licking your lips at the chance to possibly hold this one.
Oh, it grabbed on him.
Wow, that's the last thing you expected. Now see if he can make a putt.
He just absolutely scooped it, Andy.
Yeah, just decelled.
That's one early in the week. I mean, you're getting it up and down 9 out of 10 times at worst. These guys are so good around the greens. You can't find an easier one than that.
Well, he's going to be first to putt. If he can make it, that changes everything.
Well, he looks that over. Let's go to the 17th. Here's Justin Hastings, birdie putt.
Let's see if he can keep both hands in the club on this one. Just putting down the hill, very makeable. Just off the edge again.
Stays at 1 under for the championship and in solo 4th. To De La Fuente.
Every bit of 6 or 7 feet up the hill. Gotta make sure you give it enough speed.
Nails.
Just poured it in.
And heat applicator. Right back at Omar Morales.
That's the first emotion. He's given it all. Big time fist pump. And he's back locked in. Yeah, first in is a nice deal. Just poured it in.
He made some par putts of that length yesterday as well.
Now pressure back on Morales.
Yeah, a little over 3 feet on a very similar line. One I think he can hit inside the right edge and give it a little extra speed. Andy, you know, when the greens are a little slower and a little grainy, you miss-hit it, they can dive off pretty quickly.
Yeah, this is all about really solid contact here. Pick your line and be aggressive on that line. You can't be hoping them they go in now. You got to make it go in. Two terrific up and ins.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well done.
With all this pressure right now, that is great work by both gentlemen.
Standing up to the pressure. Well, head to the par 3, 17th, tied at 8 under par.
Still a little bit of work to get the third great up and in on this hole.
I thought good sportsmanship by De La Fuente. Wait for Fuenmayor to finish, misses, rather than head to the next tee.
That's really disappointing.
All right, so Fuenmayor is now 1 ahead of Hastings.
So
or third.
He'll drop to 2 under. Hastings 1 hole ahead. It's 1 under. No, he sure didn't expect that. I wonder if there was just a little lack of focus. People are moving.
And here's what they're playing for. Invitation to the Masters, the U.S. Open at Pinehurst in June, the 152nd Open at Royal Troon in July, the Amateur in Ireland at Ballyliffin, and the 124th U.S. Amateur at Hazeltine National. It's a life changer.
Let's not get hit going to the next hole. There are some fairly lengthy walks for the players out here. And here we're going to the 17th. 172 yards today. We move the tee up, giving the players a front hole location. It's in a spot where you can definitely, with a good iron shot, you definitely can set up a birdie. It's fairly flat around this hole. Just carry it 3-4 yards on the green and give yourself a shot at a birdie. Wind helping. 10 birdies already to today, 10 bogeys.
I was talking to one coach, and he let me know that quite a few players came in a couple of weeks ago here to Santa Maria to play practice rounds, and essentially because what we saw, he said there's just too much at stake now.
It's just smart. You come in here as well prepared as you possibly can. So many of the players have talked about that that's all they've thought about for the last month, and all their practice has been dedicated to trying to figure out a way to win this thing.
Hastings at 18.
Hole location is sort of the middle left portion of the green. After a perfect tee shot, this is very doable.
Beautiful shot.
Nice way to finish up the week with a couple of great swings. Now let's see if we can knock it in. Finish this day at 67.
All right, Colt, here we are, 17, all tied.
What a finish we have on our hands right here, guys. Tough little par 3, though. 172 with some helping wind off the left. 164 covers the front edge in line.
Well, I think that's the number, Colt. Try to land it just on the front. Probably 8 iron, maybe 9.
I agree. I think if you're in between, you err on the long side here. I think just being 30, 40 feet past the hole is better than being in the front bunker here.
Absolutely.
This on a really nice line.
He's posing. Oh my goodness, what a shot. Santiago de la Fuente at 17.
Shot of his life right there, guys.
Absolutely no reaction at all. He is absolutely locked in right now. What a shot. There's another look. Never left the flagstick, landed just past it. What a terrific play. Take that.
Yeah, good sportsmanship. The acknowledgement. Yeah, great shot.
He really moves his body well, gets out of the way, and then just releases his hands.
I love his game.
As we've talked, very old school. Just love his attitude, how he reacts to good things and bad things.
Let's see how Omar Morales responds now.
Had 2 clubs out, which tells me he's probably a little bit in between here. But these players pay attention, Andy. He saw how soft that ball landed, so he knows he can take dead aim. This one a little left, fading towards it.
Carried it a good 25 feet by the hole. He's going to have a long birdie opportunity.
Some of the best deep sea fishing in the world right here in Panama. Santiago de la Fuente is trying to reel in a big one of his own. A dart at 17. Tap in birdie. right down to the wire here at the Latin America Amateur Championship.
Okay, we're back to 17. Mateo Finmayor with his 172. He's just seen one terrific iron and one average. And he comes up with a terrific one. What a shot. After the bogey at the last hole. And let's go back and look at which could be our leader with one hole to play. What an iron. Right at it, never left the flagstick. What a play. And boy, we've got an exciting next 15 minutes. Now Hastings for his birdie at 18. Can he get this one to go in? Pretty straight. Yeah, beautiful. Good birdie. And we're looking down at the 17th after those two fantastic shots. Omar Morales with the long birdie opportunity. The other two players with basic tap-ins. I think they're going to wait. And now Omar Morales, who's literally led the entire championship.
Andy, I would have to think he got caught in between clubs back there. Made the smart decision hitting it a little past the hole, but he's got 30 feet coming down the hill. Knows that Santiago de la Fuente's pretty much got a guaranteed birdie. He's gonna have to give this one a go.
You just can't get carried away and try so hard to make it and hit it 5-6 feet by the hole. You still have to have great speed, go through your normal routine, try to hit the putt you would hit if this was the first hole.
Hey, we still have some golf left. You can be one down with one to play. We've seen a number of two-shot swings today.
Yeah, we had 3 of them on the front line alone. Back here, our 2 guys fighting for the lead have made 1 birdie and all pars. We're going to see the second birdie here in just a moment.
I followed him 3 of the 4 days, that being Omar Morales. And other than the eagle putt at 11, really hasn't made a putt of any significant length. So now would be a great time, Andy.
Oh, no kidding. As he's told us, he doesn't feel like this is the strength of his game. But he's worked hard to get better. We saw him make a nice putt, not anywhere near this length, but maybe 2/3 this length back at 7 on the front 9.
But this length of putt, there's no thought about your stroke or anything. It's just let's read it, free it up, and try to roll it in. He's giving it plenty of pace.
Boy, look out.
Yeah, to be 1 down is just fine. To be 2 is a whole nother story.
You don't want yet another 2-shot swing. We've had several.
Well, I think that's the tendency for so many young players, is that you're so intent on trying to make it, you still have to pick the proper speed. I mean, this is a good 5 feet, Cole.
Yeah, he has not lost his turn. Yeah, every bit of 5 feet.
This might be the championship here. Obviously, we saw what happened yesterday at 18. Morales made double. Missed this, and he's 2 down. Jamil Dad nervously watching.
His heart rate might be at an all-time high right now.
That's an important part of this, understanding how you react under this pressure. When your heart gets going, how can you slow it down, get everything calmed down? That's as much part of this as anything else.
Excellent.
Beautifully done. That shows you something.
But the lead he has had a vice grip on for just about all of this championship is about to be gone. Nice birdie, Fuenmayor, and now De La Fuente for the lead.
I mean, this is inside of 2 feet, Rich. This is basically a gimme. Chance to take a 1-shot lead to the 18th hole.
He was 6 shots behind, standing on this very tee yesterday. Made birdie on Saturday. And now again on Sunday. And he has the lead as he walks to the 72nd hole. 5 under for his round today. Steely-eyed.
He's done everything he could possibly do to get this lead. Let's go back and look at that tee shot yet again. What a shot this was. Never left the flag stick.
We're not done yet, but good chance to be the shot of the championship. Knocking down flag sticks here at Santa Maria in Panama. De La Fuente now 9 under par, 1-shot lead over his fellow countryman Omar Morales. Gusty winds, pressure.
One goal on this shot is to get it in the fairway. If you wanted to hit 3-wood, you surely could. He grabbed his driver. I think that's a good club for him here.
And the wind is as strong as it's been all week right now, down off the player's left. Went with 3-wood yesterday, going with the big dog.
Oh, he just hammered it and snatched the tee out of the ground.
I mean, just stepped up and ripped it, Rich. That was beautiful.
He is meeting the moment in a memorable way. Yeah, deep breath. Next shot. Fuenmayor.
He's going with the driving iron. He's hit a couple of these well offline. This one's headed right.
Got a nice soft bounce though. Should stay in play.
It's running down the. Oh my! It's still running down the path. Needs to get off here soon.
So Huge tee shot for Omar Morales, one shot back.
Going with 3-wood today, and I think that's mostly because of this stronger helping wind. That's what made that drive by De La Fuente so impressive.
He's played this hole 3 over this week.
Shot making under pressure. Splits the fairway. They're trying to travel the same road as last year's winner, Mateo Fernandez de Oliveira from Argentina. We were in Puerto Rico, and what a championship he had. And after the victory, we followed Mateo on his journey through the major championships of 2023.
When I was walking down the fairway coming into the green, I almost got in tears. From now on, basically my life has changed.
That will do it. Mateo Fernandez de Oliveira of Argentina has won the 2023 Latin America Amateur Championship.
Everything is so motivational. The amateur dinner, all the practice rounds, the par 3, I mean, competing against the best of the world. Everything is just so motivating that I'm really looking forward to it.
I know firsthand that there's a lot more here this week than just the pros. It's about what we're celebrating here tonight.
I'm very excited to get the week started. I'm trying to enjoy every second that I get to play. So I really want to get started, but I also want to enjoy.
For me, it's like a dream. I can't believe it that he is here.
It's magic. It's magic. I think it's better than everything I watch in TV. It seems that you are dreaming.
I don't think there's anything that comes close to the Masters. I've been dreaming about playing the Masters all my life, and now I have the chance to do it. So I think it just motivates every single golfer in the region to get better and to be ready for that week so that they can have their life change too.
You love what Mateo's dad said. Better than what you see on TV. It seems like a dream. It will be a reality for one of these two young men from Mexico. Augusta National, Pinehurst #2, Royal Troon in the Open, the Amateur, and the 124th U.S. Amateur at Hazeltine National. Amateur game has always been so crucial. Going back to the greatest amateur of them all, Bobby Jones. Here they are. Let's go down to Colt. Both impressive, to say the least, off the tee under the circumstances.
Beautiful tee shots. Omar Morales caught a little bit of a bad break, picked up some mud on his golf ball. I don't think it's going to be too big of a factor, but obviously puts a little doubt in the back of your mind. He's going to be first to go. He has 172 compared to Santiago, who's down here at 140.
Morales' 3-wood landed a little bit on the upslope and stopped so quickly. He has to hit a good shot here. There's no two ways about it. He has to give himself a great birdie opportunity and apply the pressure.
All right, here we go. 172 wind, a little down off the left. Andy, this is where the best in the world know how to control their adrenaline and dial in the best golf swing they've made all week.
Yeah, we've got a good look at the mud. There's enough mud there to cause this ball to come out a little bit sideways.
Well, he struck it beautifully. It's right at it.
Seems to like it. Yeah, he's going to love it.
Beautiful play. That's a classy shot.
It's in a divot hole, mud on ball. Whatever the golfing gods are throwing
Missed
at
a
him,
two-footer.
he's handling.
He's battling it all.
Gonna have a chance here.
You know, he's 1 under par today. He's played an awful lot of good shots, played a really good round of golf. Fuente has just caught him because he's 5 under taking the lead.
Yeah, Fuenmayor now.
Has 140 out of this right-hand rough. This ball launched way up in the air.
Obviously a jumper. That is well over the green. That's going to be a really, really hard up and in.
All right, how about this shot for Santiago?
I mean, it's everything you dream of, Rich. You got it in the dead center of the fairway. Just 140 left. A little bit of a downhill lie.
Cole, do you think with all the wind swirling around back around those buildings, he'll come in here a little bit lower, like the shot he played at 15, that type of shot?
I do. Hand off this downhill lie. Just driving it in there nice and low, fading towards it.
Beautiful shot.
2 great iron shots in the last 2 holes with all the pressure of the world on him.
And Morales will have to make, and that may not even be good enough.
The 2 class players of the field have shown us why they are.
I think there's a good chance we're going to see both in the years to come at the highest levels of the game. Excited to go back to Buenos Aires for the 2025 Latin America Amateur Championship, where it all began in 2015. Pilar Golf Club, January 16th. Andres Schonbaum, president of the Argentina Golf Association, and a proud moment for a country with rich history in the game. Hats off as well to Mark Laurie, for so long at the heart of golf in Argentina, now the director, Latin America and Caribbean for the R&A. R&A continuing to do so much work around the world. Women's Amateur Latin America coming up. African Amateur in March. Women's Asia Pacific Amateur right around the corner in Thailand. All from the R&A.
And before we get to these 2 critical putts, I really want to thank the Masters, the R&A, the USGA for all the work they've done working together to create this amazing championship that is changing lives in this part of the world.
And we hear the phrase thrown around a lot, growing the game. Not just a slogan for those organizations. They have soft spikes on the ground here around the world. All right, let's bring in Colt to set it up.
Rich, right before Santiago de la Fuente hit that shot, I've noticed he reached into his right pocket and he pulled out this card. And I've seen him do it a few times today. He has a card in his right pocket on it that says "Believe." And he stared at it right before he walked into that approach shot here at 18.
A very difficult shot from over the screen to throw it up in the air. Boy, he's showing us some shots.
Really
you know, and it's hard playing in this last group when you know you don't have a chance. You just want to make sure you don't get in their way. And he's really pulled off some beautiful shots when he's needed them. He needs to make that putt to finish solo 3rd, so it's very important to him too.
All right, how about this putt from Morales, and he has to have it.
Left it in a really good spot coming down the hill, so shouldn't have to worry too much about getting it there. And it's going to move to his left as well. But one he knows he's got to have, or else Santiago de la Fuente can just 2-putt his way to victory. Just an incredible scene, though, here at 18, Rich. This fairway is lined good 5-6 people deep the whole way down.
There's a lot of balconies behind you that have a lot of people sitting out watching, too. This is a great scene.
Yeah, golf catching fire all over Latin America.
Can you make possibly the most important putt you've ever had? This is why you build a good routine. You get your line, you set up, you do all the things you try to do the same way, so that when you get in this situation, you can just go through that, free yourself up, hit a nice putt, see if it can go in.
All right. Must make. Omar Morales. Seen that throughout the day.
The wind's a little gusty. All right, go through your routine. Just pour it in.
Does it have enough?
Left
No, it doesn't.
Perfect line. All he had to do is hit it. Oh.
He made all pars on the back nine.
You just can't believe you can leave a short going down the hill.
So round of 69 for Omar Morales. Began with a 3-shot lead. Run down by Santiago de la Fuente, who now needs just 2 putts from relatively short range to win the championship.
And finish up the right, knock this thing in.
De La Fuente! Spectacular final round of 6 under 64. Santiago de la Fuente has won the 2024 Latin America Amateur Championship. Put it right there with what we saw from Joaquin Niemann, 63 final round to win in Chile in 2018. Or what we saw from his countryman Alvaro Ortiz 5 years ago at Teeth of the Dog, a 66 on Sunday to win.
How about 66, 64 on the weekend? Amazing golf.
It's calm and cool for 18 holes, and now he has earned the right to let it all out. And we have enjoyed watching Mateo Fuenmayor as well from Colombia. A lot of flair in his game. His college coach described him as the team comedian, but also the hardest worker. He brings people together. He's mature. Great deal of creativity. And we saw all of that on display. A wonderful champion. How nice to share it with your brothers. Second Latin Amateur Championship for Mexico. I mentioned Alvaro Ortiz in 2019. This is the way to finish it, Andy.
How about how he played the last 2 holes? Perfect iron, perfect drive, perfect second, and perfect putt. That's how you become a champion.
The putt at 16 after the poor chip. stoned the iron at 17. He birdied 17 2 consecutive days. Flushes the drive at 18 with all the pressure. Makes 3. Hats off to Omar Morales. Didn't go his way. It's hard to argue with rounds of 69, 69, 65, and 69. Santiago de la Fuente, hope to see him for many years to come. An announcer's dream, because we love to say that name, Santiago de la Fuente.
A lot of people that need to learn that name. He can really play.
Right, you never know what's going to happen in the years ahead, but you sort of also know it when you see it. He has a little something, doesn't he?
Yeah, he might have it, whatever that is. He's got a calmness about him. He kept his composure unbelievably well until the last one went in, then you can let it all out. Yeah, that's how you get it done.
That's a moment they will hold on to for the rest of their days.
1 bogey, 11 birdies the last 36 holes. That's how you win championships.
It's every bit as exciting
Hey, he's coming. Okay.
as the first Latin American Amateur Championship in Panama 7 years ago. That was a playoff won by Toto Gana over Alvaro Ortiz of Mexico and Joaquin Niemann. We will have the trophy presentation when we come back after a thrilling day. Final round 64, Santiago de la Fuente of Mexico has won the Latin America Amateur Championship. What a day.
The Latin America Amateur Championship is brought to you by Delta Airlines. Delta, keep climbing. 3M Science, applied to life. And Rolex.
This is what champions do, tied with 2 holes to play. De La Fuente at the 172-yard, par 3 17th. Bang. Jams it in there, tap in birdie, and a 1-shot lead going to 18. And then after a terrific drive, good second shot, finish it off. Birdie, birdie. Final round of 64 after 66 on Saturday. It is a whole new world for Santiago de la Fuente. His dad Gerardo bought him a set of Snoopy golf clubs when he was 3 years old, and Santi said, "That's where I fell in love." Think about where this game can take you from Mexico to these great spots. Let's go down to John Sutcliffe.
So he shot 6 under.
Thank you very much. It's a big day for Mexican golf. Estamos con el señor Martin Slumbers, CEO of the R&A. Just describe these back nine, all these crowds, what it means for the R&A and for all the entities.
Well, I mean, I think this is the best crowds we've seen for an LACC. You know, the atmosphere out there was very exciting, and people were very well behaved in terms of keeping calm. And we watched two guys play some unbelievable golf, and they pushed each other right to the very end. And I was standing behind 17 green when he hit that shot into, I don't know, a foot or two. And I think it's been really good for the game. I think they've done themselves proud, and it's great for the game of golf.
The message this week from the Masters, R&A, and the USGA: give back to the game that has given you so much. Why is that message so important this week?
I think the game is far more than just a championship. The game is about values. It creates integrity. It creates friendships. It creates personal accountability. All skills that are so important to life. And if we don't give back, you know, we're not taking the game to the next generation. And there's now 100 million people around the world playing, consuming golf. And our ambition is to keep growing that, and we're growing it on the back of it being values driven.
What's going to be your next responsibility after the R&A? Maybe sideline reporter, working on course? ¿Qué quiere Martin Slumbers? What would you like to do on your next phase?
Well, I've got to finish out this year. I've still got, you know, the Open Championship and the AIG Women's Open at St Andrews. I think your job, I've watched it, it's far too hard work, you know, so I'll leave it to the experts to do that, and I think I'll join the thousands of people who think they can still improve their golf game.
Maybe play some golf more often, huh?
I hope to play some more golf, yes.
Señor Martin Slumbers, CEO of the R&A, muchas gracias. Back to you, Rich.
Martin is a fine player, and under his stewardship, the game has enjoyed growth around the world. Well done, Martin Slumbers. So De La Fuente now the second Mexican champion here at this tournament. Alvaro Ortiz, teeth of the dog, with a final round that would reminiscent of what we saw here today. And here's how he finished the round. Needed only 2 putts, but let's do it with 1. And he just let it out after sort of holding his emotions appropriately in check all day. He was all business, and then all good feels. Good feels, good times. And let's go down now to Iona Stephen.
Thanks, Rich. I am so pleased to say I've been joined by our newly crowned champion just by the 18th green. Santiago, many congratulations. What a week, what a performance, and it really has been a true celebration of amateur golf this week. But in the end of the day, you have come out on top. Can you explain how proud you're feeling of this achievement right now?
I don't think there's been any better moment in my life so far. I'm very happy. I mean, the work I've done to get ready for this week during a couple months after what happened in Dominican Republic, and I've been just grinding and trying to think and visualize myself winning this event, and right now I can say I did it.
You certainly did, but it wasn't an easy task. You started the day 3 shots back, and so with everything that's on the line this week, it was always going to be a big ask, and it turned into quite a ding-dong battle with your countrymen. Standing on the 16th tee with 3 holes left to play, you had tied yourself for the lead, and you managed to produce a birdie-birdie finish. How did you do that? How were you composing your emotions? Give us an idea of what you were feeling.
I knew this wasn't going to be easy. I know Omar since we're 9 years old. and I know how good of a player he is. So I knew if I wanted to win this, I had to battle all the way till the last hole. So I did.
You certainly did. And now, young man, your 2024 schedule is looking A-OK. 3 of the 4 men's majors. You are heading to the Masters, the US Open, the Open. How excited are you for this opportunity?
Not a bad summer, right? Just very happy. I mean, this is a great opportunity, the one we have in here every year, playing the Latin America Amateur Championship, and just happy to be the champion this year.
Well, the time has come, I'm pleased to say, to get your hands on that wonderful trophy. The prestigious title is yours. And to do that, we have Neil Farquharson, chairman of the R&A. Wonderful. Fabulous scenes here, a deserving winner. And with that, back to you, Rich.
Okay, well done, Iona. Gotten to know Santi the last couple of years. Great champion, outstanding young man about all the right things. Going to Augusta National and then to Pinehurst for the US Open, Royal Troon, west coast of Scotland, with the 152nd Open Championship. There it is, postage stamp hole, and as well the Amateur Championship and the US Amateur. We owe a great deal of thanks to our wonderful hosts here in Panama. Long ways from Scotland. There it is. Well earned, Andy. And he went and got the job done.
You almost hate to see a loser the way that these two players played over the last 2 rounds, playing with each other. But what a great finish. Felt like one of the players was going to have to go out and win it, and he did it.
Look, you think about those amateurs we listed that are headed to Augusta National, including Nick Dunlap, who's on the cusp of winning on the PGA Tour this weekend. I think Santi has a chance at some of these championships to be the low amateur. He has that kind of game, moxie, and we know he has the nerve.
And making the cut in the major championships. I mean, this is a player that's got a lot of talent. He's worked extremely hard, and he's been here before, and I just loved how he handled himself over the last 36 holes. He kept just playing, stayed in his own little bubble, and at the end, he got it done.
Yeah. Country of Panama's 2 for 2 in delivering epic championships. That's a great shot right there. Yeah, so, the folks here in Panama, we owe an awful lot to. Tito Mata and his group here at Santa Maria, the Duran family. We enjoyed having Miguel Ordóñez and Omar Tejera from Panama, both in this field, in the commentary box.
Yeah, it was great having them in here. They added so much, gave us a little local flavor of how things got done here, and what a great champion. And again, the Masters, R&A, and the USGA have accomplished.
Yep. Can't wait for Argentina next year. Great thanks as well to Masters Tournament Chairman Fred Ridley, the dedicated members of Augusta National, to Martin Slumbers, Chief Executive of the R&A, for all the work they continue to do around the world, to Mike Wan and Fred Perpall of the USGA for their commitment to raising the standards of championship play, to producer Sellers Shy, director Mike Crow, Libby Graham as well, leading all of the hardworking women and men in the truck and on the ground. And for Andy North, Colt Nost, Iona Stephen, and John Sutcliffe, I'm Rich Lerner. So long from Panama City, Panama, where Santiago de la Fuente has won the Latin America Amateur Championship.